What's up, guys? I'm Josh Elliott, and it's been a while. Yes, I'm aware we have posted little to nothing in the past month, and that's because we have been very, very busy. For like a solid week, we had rehearsals for our school's talent show. The very next week, we had show choir concerts, AP tests. I got sick. Again. Oh, also, as of yesterday, I am now a college film nerd because I graduated high school. So yeah, we've been very busy, but with summer coming up soon, hopefully we will be able to get those reviews coming and maybe eventually make the top 10 best and worst list for 2017. But we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about a little movie called Blockers, which honestly had some pretty terrible trailers. I'm not gonna lie, this movie looked really bad. It looked dumb. If you've seen my review of Game Night, you know how I talk about how a lot of R-rated comedy movies use cursing and sex and shock value for jokes. And Blockers definitely looked like one of those movies. It looked like it was gonna be dumb and stupid. But then I heard that it was getting good reviews, so I had to see it just to know why. And you know what? They're actually right. I really enjoyed Blockers. First off, what's the story about? Blockers is about three teenage girls who all vow to lose their virginity together on prom night. Their three parents find out about this, and then they spend the entire night trying to track down their daughters to block them. As I said, the entire plot is about sex, parents doing stupid things, teenagers doing stupid things. That is one of the weak points of the movie, is that they do often go for gross out humor or shock value humor, like the chugging scene that you see in the trailer where John Cena has to chug beer up his ass. It's gross. I guess some people find that funny. I personally don't find gross out humor funny. I think it's easy. I think it's childish. That's just my take on it. There's also another side couple in the story that's like really obsessed with sex. There's this really weird sequence where they're walking around the house naked. It goes to places that it does not need to go to. There's so much suspension of disbelief just so the scene can go in the way the movie wants it to go. I'm sorry if you like that type of humor. I personally felt like those moments dragged the movie down for me, but that still does not detract from the fact that Blockers is actually a really sentimental and funny movie. The thing that surprised me about Blockers is that it's not afraid to really delve deep into the insecurities of all of the characters. Every one of the parents and every one of the daughters. That is 6 main characters. And by the end of this movie, I felt like I personally knew each and every one of them. They had differentiations in their personalities, and I understood why those differentiations existed. I understood why they were the way they were. I understood what their insecurities were, why they had those insecurities. And this did a really good job at building characters, which I was not expecting. For example, the parents don't try and block the girls because they're just overprotective parents and that's just what they're like. It actually gives each of them reasons. Well, it doesn't really give John Cena's character a reason, which is why he's the weakest of the 3 main adults, which I wasn't expecting. He's John Cena, he has such a great presence, and he's funny in the movie. His character is just the least developed. Leslie Mann's character, she is a single mom, and the reason she's single is because she made mistakes when she was younger, had sex with a guy she thought she was in love with, and he left her, and then she ended up having a daughter. She doesn't want her daughter to make those same mistakes, and also she's afraid that if her daughter does have sex with this guy, her daughter's going to fall in love with him and then go off to college with him and leave her all alone. That's great character building. This movie also has a lot to say about feminism and how the public tends to treat that. There's a great scene where John Cena's wife basically lectures all of the parents about how they wouldn't be doing this if they were dealing with a group of boys. Which is true, because when guys lose their virginity, they've somehow proved their manhood, but when a girl loses her virginity, she's losing her innocence. And that's not fair. Everyone has a lesson to learn in this movie. The parents have to learn to let the girls be independent and make their own choices, and then the girls have to learn that they don't have to have sex to prove that they are independent. I'm not going to spoil the movie, but I will say the outcome is different and the lesson that is learned by each individual is different. It's not trying to give a distinct message to the audience. It's trying to tell you all of these things. It's saying you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can learn this, you can learn this, and that's okay. Those are the things that really hold the movie up. Those are the things that have kept the movie in my mind, and those are the things that will make this movie memorable. The jokes are funny. This is a solid comedy movie. None of the jokes are super clever. A lot of them are just gross out, cheap humor. The detail that they give to each of the characters and the arcs that they give them and how they achieve those arcs and the messages that they try and evoke and the sentimental, emotional scenes that they have along the way that lead to those moments are brilliant, especially for a movie like Blockers. So I'm going to give Blockers a 7 out of 10. So, what did you think of Blockers if you saw it? Please comment below to let me know. Also, be sure to check out more reviews on our channel. I promise we will be coming out with more soon. We're getting a Love, Simon review out soon. We're going to review Ready Player One, Isle of Dogs. I'm going to review The Cloverfield Paradox, and eventually Annihilation once I see it again. Truth or Dare, we're going to review that because that was a fun movie. And then eventually Infinity War. Once we get more free time, we'll get to those. But until then, click here to subscribe and click here to watch our last video. Thank you guys so much. See you next time.